Hello and welcome. I'm Katie and this is a Fountain Pen Awakening. This is my outdoor setup, set up on the veranda. That's kombucha there. And today in Queensland, it's a beautiful sunny day. We've had storms and overcast for the past 3 or 4 days, so it's nice to see the sun again. It's super hot. Oh, there we have Hunter. I don't know if you've met Hunter. Willow is still with us, fortunately. She's chilling like a villain. And today I have received my parcel from the Desk Bandit. I did a quick order for some ink samples. I'm trying something different. The Desk Bandit provides sort of different kind of type of ink. So here I am set up for some ink swatching with you guys. And let's get to it. Okay, so here we are, set up for success. Opened this up with my scissors before. Here's my goodies from the Desk Bandit. Yay. So, I've got some inks that I've never kind of used before. Some of them are from Dominant Industry, which I think is a South Korean ink maker as well. And then I've got some Japanese ones from Kyo-Iro, which I think is a collaboration between a Japanese traditional ink maker and some sort of famous stationery place in Japan. Now I should have researched that better and written that down. I'll link that in the description box below for you. So yeah, Dominant Industry and Kyo-Iro. And what I love about these inks, it's the name that they give their inks. I'm sort of more fascinated by the name of the ink than anything else. Alright, here we go. Ooh, the little Tim Tam. That's kind of really melted, that has. I might have to go put that in the fridge. Yeah. Alrighty. So, Dominant Industry October Leaves, which is a shimmer ink. This one here is Dominant Industry November Leaves, which kind of looks like a sepia brown. Dominant Industry Evening. This is kind of like a lilac chroma shading ink. That one had different sort of tones in it. Oh yeah, and I've got my Lamy Azurite. I got 2 samples of them instead of buying the bottle, just because I have to be really careful with money. So instead of buying the bottle, I just bought the 2 samples. Dominant Industry Lapis Lazuli. That's kind of like a blue, and it's a shimmer one. And then I've got Kyo-Iro Soft Snow of O'Hara. Oh, doesn't that sound great? And I've got Dominant Industry Winter Pine. This is sort of like a grey greeny. And Kyo-Iro Stone Road of Gion. Let's get swatching. Alright, I'm going to start with the 2 Kyo-Iro ones. Soft Snow of O'Hara and Stone Road of Gion. Don't those names sound fantastic? Okay, so as I'm going to do this live with you guys, bear with me with the pauses that you might hear, because I'm just concentrating on what I'm doing. Ooh, this looks really nice. Whoopsies. Now, where's my little... Got droplets everywhere. Yeah, so this morning, I don't know what it is, but there's all these trucks going past, which is super annoying. Isn't that pretty? That's so pretty. And I'm going to just use my glass tip pen to write with this one. in the meantime, if you can hear these noises, I've got the fan going because it's hot, so I need a breeze from my actual fan. Then I've got the breeze coming through the leaves of the trees. Then I've got this horrible beeping noise intermittently every 5 seconds, which is super annoying. All right, so this is Kyo-Iro, and it is soft snow of Ohara. It's gorgeous. Tell you what, this plastic pen is fantastic. I love it. Very smooth. Writes really well. And holds a lot of ink too, so now let me just have a look. Am I in frame? Totally. Can you hear that beep? Beep? I don't know. But it's been like a week or so, and I'm sitting out here or in my bedroom and I can hear it, and it just drives me bananas. Because there's no rhyme nor reason for it. It's not like one of them beeping sounds, you know, when trucks or big lorries are backing out, so they have to make that sound, or, you know, something's happening. No, it's just this ridiculous me, and then it stops. Wow, I really like this. This is kind of like a purple, but like a bluey purple. Okay, let's see how then that dries for us. Yeah, can you hear it? Can you hear it? You can, can't you? So annoying. So annoying. Quite the usually by this time the traffic's dead, so I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on today. All right, so this time we're going to start back the front. So we're going to do the Stone Road of Gion. Yeah, so today is kind of like really hot. I can't use the pool either because there's something wrong. We've got sort of a leak happening and the pump's not on, and there's all this stuff going on in my life. It's a hard life, isn't it, people? But someone's got to do it. So this is a Kyo-Iro, and this is called Stone Road of Gion. Stone Road of Gion. Interesting. This is kind of like a brown sepia, well, stone, like a stone colour, I guess. Hence why the name Stone. That kind of a giveaway, isn't it, peeps? It's actually really nice. Yeah, for some reason I'm sort of into browns and earthy tones. Not like poopy browns, but interesting browns that have got a bit of sandy, earthy tones to it, if that makes sense. It doesn't. It's very wet, but that's okay. For the purpose of seeing if it shades. Okay, so today's the start of my weekend. So looking forward to chillaxing. And I've got 3 days off. As I'm filming this, it is a Tuesday. Kind of looks like a bit of a coffee colour, doesn't it? All right, so let's let them dry and then see how we go. Doing the Dominant Industry now is Winter Pine. Oh, it looks like it's going to cloud over. That's super annoying. This morning, just like the quality of the light and the air, it's just beautiful to see a cloudless sky. So it's been overcast for, you know, the past week, mostly cloudy, then the sun comes out, then it threatens rain, So then it sort of like rains about 3 drops, which then just heats everything up. Ooh, this is very watery, isn't it? Yeah, and so it's been super humid, overcast. When it was the full moon, wasn't even able to see the full moon because it was all really, really cloudy. And then we had this fantastic thunderstorm. Was it yesterday or the day before? The day before. And yeah, I finished work at 2. I stepped outside of work and the heavens just opened up. And I, like, even if I had my umbrella, from the time that I went from work to my bus stop, I was drenched. Then, of course, I get to the bus stop and it stops raining. Then I get onto the bus and the bus had the air conditioning. I was freezing because all my dress and my shoes were all wet. And then I got off the bus and it started pouring down with rain again. So by the time I got home, I was absolutely drenched as a rat. And then, luckily enough, by the time I got home, it started like thundering. You know, like you could hear the thunder and the lightning, but I was home by then. I wouldn't have liked to be caught in the middle of that thunderstorm. Yeah, and that sort of cooled everything down too, so that was quite pleasant. But, you know, during the day, kind of... the sort of the heat of the sun just makes it all become, you know, not foggy but misty. Yeah, it all mists up and then it becomes humid. But then if there's a nice kind of breeze like there is today, that kind of compensates for it. All right, so this is Dominant Industry. It's called Winter Pine and it's a beautiful greeny grey. It's got some lilac shades in there as well. So I guess those of you who are watching, this is kind of your Monday, Tuesday, so it's the start of your week. Luckily at the moment Monday is the end of my week. Yay! Don't be jealous, people, don't be jealous. Oh, I really like this. This is the kind of greens that I'm into. I like these minty, sagey, greeny greens that are not like bright greens or apple greens, or I like them a little bit more subtle. Wow. I'm really loving this. And it reminds me a bit of Robert Oster's Sydney Darling Harbour, which I was super into. But guess what? This may become my next favourite one. Wow, that's super nice. So that's Dominant Industry Winter Pine. And as it dries, it's got some lilac in there. I don't know if you can see. Nice. All right, next one, Dominant Industry November Leaves. Kind of like the theme of the nature and leafy things and stuff like that, don't they? Oh, so fun. I've been wanting to get some new inks for ages because obviously I got all them pens, and then I kind of held off on getting samples because I had all the Lamy Crystal Ink Series samples to get through. So I kind of wanted to finish those off. That's a nice one too, isn't it? So November Leaves. This reminds me of the Song of Reed by Wearable. I like it. I like these Dominant Industry inks. Oh, I didn't spell dominant right there, did I? Dominant. That's because I'm so bad at writing and talking at the same time. I just found that the Wearable ink didn't kind of perform as well in my pens. I just found them to be either too dry or too something. So I didn't really like the performance. So I'll be interested to see how these perform, because this is a very similar sandy color as that one, which I don't mind at all. See how that lilac is coming out through there? That's really nice. I just like how delicate it is. I'm super excited. I'm super excited. Oh my god, that looks so messy, but hey, It is what it is, right? This is live, doing it live with you, so the good, bad, and the ugly. That probably look good in my Laban pinstripe, I reckon. That one there. Currently I've got that one there, my Laban pinstripe, the antique, you know, the white one with the pinstripes on it. I've got that inked with Lamy Topaz Brown. Very nice, very pastel-y. Right, so next we have got, so we had the November leaves, and now we're going to do, and this is a shimmer ink, this one here, so I'm just rotating it to get the particulates going. So November leaves, this kind of looks like a goldy orange. Wow. You'll see. A saffron yellow, it looks like. Yeah, well, it does look like those October leaves. The fall leaves, you know, they turn golden. Really, really golden. So this is Dominant Industry. And this wasn't even done on purpose, to be honest, guys. I was just looking at these colors. Oh, I like that, I like that. And now I've kind of winter pine, November leaves, October leaves. There's a bit of a theme going on here. It's really pretty. Really nice. No little woman. That's the song that's stuck in my. No little woman to me. No little woman. For some reason this morning I woke up with the Bee Gees song in my head. Yeah, I'm a weirdo. What can I do? I don't know. Wow, that's so nice. Just trying to get like a big. Yeah, I don't mind it at all. I mean, not that I'm the biggest fan of gold inks and stuff like that, but that's actually kind of like, once it dries, it tends to go a bit orangey, it looks like. And it also kind of looks like that ink that I got from Cult Pens when I bought my gold Kaveco. It came with Gold Star, that ink. It reminds me kind of that. It's more subdued. Wow, I love how that's drying. It's really nice. It's kind of like a mocha color. Yay! These inks are really exciting. All right, let's do evening. I'm really interested to see this evening one. No little woman, ooh, 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 no little woman to me. So what I did is, just quickly, I went and checked out my Kaveco Gold, the writing sample that I did with the Golden Star ink. And isn't that, like, that's exactly the same, isn't it? I mean, this has got, it's kind of like less shimmery sparklies than this one in here. So don't you find that's the same? And then I went to have a look at, it's the Warringal ink, the Song of Reed. It's kind of sandy, but this has got more pinky in it, and this has kind of got more of a tanny look to it. Oh, and this was my Robert Oster Sydney Darling Harbour, but this is a lot, kind of a lot, it's got more yellow in it, I guess. See? Interesting how most inks are the same. Alright, we're doing evening. Start back to the front, so I have to start with the writing because I'm not as skilled as some people. I was writing over the wetness of it. So again, this is Dominant Industry. This reminds me of the Fujisugata ink, the sailor one that I've got. Dominant Industry, and this is Evening. Very similar. No, listen to me sing. Sorry guys, I'm not a very good singer, but today I just feel like singing. Or dance. Just feel like dancing, dancing. La 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 la. I feel like dancing, dancing. Woohoo. Well, I guess I'm happy because it's my weekend and I've got 3 days off. And I'm super excited. Oh, can you hear that wind? It's so nice. Yeah, this is like super Fujisugata, isn't it? Super Fuji Sugata. Oh, Kate, stop singing. Okay, am I in frame? Yes, I am. This is quite delicate, isn't it? Let me see if I've got a Fuji Sugata for you. Fuji Sugata. Do you like my Australian accent? Fuji Sugata. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Similar in the writing sample, but let's have a look when I do me coffee stain, if that kind of is similar. Oh, what am I doing? No, I did the wrong thing. See, I'm so bad. I'm so bad at talking and doing this at the same time. I don't know how people do it. I guess they do it with a talk over, hey? They film it and then they talk over it. Yesterday, I did something different for myself. I am in a bit of a financial pickle at the moment because obviously I am traveling to Italy and I bought this ticket and I paid this ticket off in 4 installments. And the last couple of installments, my family's helped me out. They kind of like help pay for half the ticket. But then the last installment I have to pay is this week. And I didn't get paid enough in this pay because they didn't pay us our bonuses out. And I was relying on that extra $200-300 and I didn't get it. So I thought, oh my goodness me, how am I going to make ends meet? If I use all my money, I'm going to be broke, la 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 la, blah, 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 blah. I have some bullion that I did invest in a couple of years ago, so I had to go and sell that. Not all of it, just a few coins that I had. But the thing was that obviously when I bought it, the price of gold was like exorbitant. So when I went and resold it yesterday, I didn't get what I paid for it. I got a lot less. So that was a bit of a shock. And I thought to myself, you know what, Kate, flip it around. Instead of being shocked by the fact that you lost out here, just think that how blessed you were that you actually had this bullion to sell, right? And that now you don't have to ask anybody for a loan or anything, and you've got a little bit of extra money. You pay for your repayment, you can, pay for what you need to pay. You've got a little bit of money in the bank to get you to your next pay. So be grateful, celebrate yourself. So I went out, I shouted myself brunch, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to go to work in a different way. I'm going to hop on the Hoppo, which is this ferry that goes along the Broadwater and into the Nerang River. And so it sort of like starts off at Sewell, comes across to Southport, then goes to Marina Mirage, and then goes into Hota, and then takes you to Surfers Paradise. It sort of goes around our waterways, and it is a little bit expensive because it is not part of public transport as it is up in Brisbane. When you go to Brisbane, you can hop on and hop off, hence why Hoppo. And it's this ferry system that's part of the public transport that you can hop on. It ferries you across to either bank of the river because Brisbane's built on a river and it sits on either side of this river, and the ferry just takes you to your destination. And it's a great way, obviously, of seeing the shoreline from a different perspective. Also, it's the same thing in when you go to Sydney, you've got all the ferries in Sydney as well that take you up and down the waterways there. So anyway, I kind of read it. It said $7. So I thought, oh yeah, one way, $7, that's all right. And then when I jumped on, they actually charged me $14. And it was just to go from Southport, to Surfers Paradise. So Southport being a suburb of the Gold Coast, and so is Surfers Paradise where I work. Usually I just hop on the tram and it costs like $3 something. And I thought, you know what? Don't worry about it. How many times you actually do this? Just celebrate the fact that life is good at the moment. So all this to say that how we tend to go towards the negative of it instead of appreciating, well, yeah, okay, I maybe lost out on it, but what is the positive side of the fact that I did have that resource to use? At the end of the day, here I am, being able to pay off what I need to pay off, not having to ask anybody for anything, but also just appreciating the fact that life is beautiful and every day it is what it is, and we need to just go with the flow. And you know what? When I flipped my script, when I changed my attitude, I had signs from the universe. I know a lot of you might think I'm a bit loopy, but signs of the universe or signs from God or whatever you believe in. So say God, sent me the signals and signs that I had done right. In the sign of a butterfly came down to me as I was thinking this, and it circled me all around. The next thing, I felt creepy crawly on my hand. I looked down, it was a ladybird. Ladybirds are, you know, renowned for bringing blessings and, you know, prosperity and abundance. And then the next thing I saw was the dragonfly, which is another symbol I have been seeing a lot of, which means change, intuition, resourcefulness, swiftness. It has all this symbology towards being able to work with change, right? And I thought, okay, this is my sign. I flipped my script. I've been blessed. Let's go. So I did. I hopped on the hoppo. There's like a 30-minute, you know, scenery route on the Naran River all the way to the Surfers Paradise. Got up, went to work, smashed my budget for the day. Had all these lovely clients come in. You know, I was blessed because, you know, we'd been a bit quiet for the past couple of days. We haven't been hitting our store budgets, and I just smashed it, you know. And that is just how you flip your script from negative to positive, and how then all your blessings come in. It's amazing. Like, the synchronicity of it just blew my mind. Anyway, off topic. Now, that's a beautiful kind of lavender lilac color, isn't it? And the Sailor Fujisugata has more blue in it. So it might be similar when you write with it, but this is more subtle. It kind of reminds me of the mascara, the Vinta mascara ink. Do I have, yeah, see? That kind of color. But again, that's got more pink in it. Interesting. All right, enough babbling. So this one is a lapis lazuli, or lapis lazuli. And this is a shimmer. And this I bought because I want to try it out in my Brio. Lapis lazuli, or lapis lazuli. I don't know how to pronounce it, but anyway, it looks gorgeous. Oh, let me just shake it up a little bit more just to get them particulates going. Oh my goodness me, now they're mowing their lawns. Oh, it's all happening today, isn't it? I can't catch a break with these noises. Usually it's so peaceful, especially of, you know, a weekday. Usually everyone mows their lawns on a Saturday or a Sunday, right? Can't catch a break. Can't catch a break today. Flip your script. Come on, Katie. Flip your script today. Sorry, guys. This is what happens when I do an ink swatching live with you, and not like in the sense of doing it speeded up where I don't talk. So bear with my craziness, all right? Bear with my craziness. Ooh. Oh, wow. Do you know what this one reminds me of? It reminds you of my Van Diemen's Blue Ringed Octopus. The Blue Ringed Octopus, it has this really heavy red sheen to it. I'm not a woman. Alright, I promise this is the end. This is the end. And this is lapis lazuli, which is a shimmer ink. Oh my goodness, it does have the red sheening, and then the kind of like the particulates or the shimmerer is kind of blue purpley. Okay, so this is very similar to the blue ringed octopus. The only difference being that the blue ringed octopus doesn't have the shimmer, just has the sheen in it. So it's got a red sheen and kind of that shimmer reminds me of the shimmer in my Butterfly Dreams ink. It's kind of like a lilac-y, bluey colour. I got a dot on here. No. I don't know if you can see that, but if I show you what my blue-ringed octopus looks like. Blue-ringed octopus with that red sheen in it. Very similar. Alright my lovelies, we've reached the conclusion of this video of my swatchings. So I flipped back to the first page. Now I did do just quickly a sample of the Alami Azurite from the Crystal Ink series. I did do a swatching of this in a previous video, but just to show you how beautiful this ink is. It does have a nice shading. It does have like some golden greeny sheening. Don't know if that picks that up. So I thought I'd quickly do that. So the first one that we swatched today was the Kyo-Iro, the Soft Snow of O'Hara. And that's kind of like this purple, bluey purple mauvey that, you know what this reminds me of? Reminds me very much of my Van Diemen's Sun Spotted Orchid. So very similar to that. And this performed really well in my pen. This is the Kyo-Iro Stone Road of Gion, and it kind of looks like the color of stone, I guess. It's a browny kind of mocha color. It reminds us sort of like of coffee. It's got a nice sort of shade to it as well, shading properties. Be interested to see how this performs in a pen. And I don't have any similar inks to show you a comparison with. Dominant Industry Winter Pine. It's a beautiful, subtle, minty green with some lilac in there. It's beautiful. I love it. Very similar, but not quite the same shade as the Robert Oster Sydney Darling Harbour. Dominant Industry November Leaves. Very similar to the Warringal Song of Reeds. This has a little bit more pink to it. That one has a little bit more tanny orangey in it. Dominant Industry October Leaves. This is so like the Diamine shimmer ink that I got with my Kaveco Gold. Yeah, it's exactly the same, to be honest. Kind of starts off this bright yellow and then it kind of dries to this orangey with these particulates in it. Yeah, exactly the same. Then Dominant Industry Evening. This is an in-between my Sailor Fujisugata, not Sugata, as we say in Australian, and the Vinter Mascara. It's kind of a little bit more delicate. Got less kind of blues in there. It's just like mauvey, lilac, lavender. So that's quite nice. And last but not least is the Dominant Industry Lapis Lazuli, which is a shimmer ink, and yet it has that red sheen in there as well, and the lilac blue shimmer in it. See how I captured it there? And this is very similar, if not exactly the same, as my blue-ringed octopus from the Van Diemen's Underwater series. The only difference being that this has got the added shimmer in it, whereas that's just got the blue with a red sheen. So there you have it, my friends. I hope you enjoyed this weird and wonderful live commentary chats while I'm doing my swatches with you. That's what you get with me talking rather than have it all speeded up. So thank you so much for bearing with, for watching this far. Give me a thumbs up. Give me some comments down below of what you thought of the video, of what you thought of these inks. What are your favorite inks? Have you ever used Dominant Industry? And what are your thoughts? And I will see you in my next one. Ciao belli!